Alrighty, the tools you're going to need is a anvil fuller tool. I'm going to make one of these in a future video. Currently I've got the metal in the fire. This is to go in here. You're going to need a punch. Not a punch, hole punch. But I'm going to be using this to mark. I'm going to drill the holes instead. You're also going to need a heavy hammer and a set of tongs to hang on to your steel. This is going to be the basic versions of my tongs. Basically we're going to be making up a set similar to these ones. I've already got a couple already half started. I'm going to work into making them like this. You may notice that I've done these. These are I made ones with an extra piece length in here. Easy way to cut this off and then we'll work on from there. But these are going to be for the beginners course that I'm going to be running, so I'm starting to make up a bunch of these. So yeah, this is about cut off point and need to be drilled, then cut, then welded. So we'll get to that stage when we get there. But the rest is in the fire, ready to go. So I'll catch you in a bit. Alrighty, I have a piece of 10mm by 25mm for making the tongs out of. I've marked it out with 4 cm to the first point, 4 cm to the second point, 12 in the middle, and then did the same on the other end. Alright, then from here, to actually make it easy for you to know which parts you need to forge in, I'm going to put marks on these, marking where I need to put the divot in. Basically, find where those marks are, bring it on, and do the same. You want to do it on opposite sides. The front one's one way and the other one that way. This will make it easier when you actually come to make these, make your tongs. So. And into the forge. Alrighty. Now let's heat it up. Just need to find your marks. Set black load. And that is where the tongs. Start bringing it in on here. You can also use the horn or the edge of the anvil for this, or even the back of the hammer. Just depends on how you want to do it. I'm going to reheat that. Much better pair of tongs. That should fly out. Just keep working it down, down the neck. Try and give it a couple of buttons to make sure you don't get any cold shuts. Get a nice little neck and shoulder. This one still needs a little bit more. Then you can start working on the next one in the next beat. So find that other mark. Here's there. It's that same thing. that into the fire. This is my way of doing it. Okay, you're going to need to head over to the leg vise, or the vise, grab your shifter, have it ready to put the steel in, and then bring it over to the anvil when it's hot. Angle. Make sure it's in the vise properly. Make sure it's 90 degrees. Where you know it's in. Then you want to bring it over and heat up this section here. Working, so it actually compresses it down so you can actually get the tongs to sit in properly. So yeah. Right, bring it over to the anvil and you want to flatten the curls out. Right, this is also the stage where you can turn these into flaring, draw them out into a taper, into a point. So you can use them as a scrolling tongs, or you could also use them, cut it and then turn them into one side cut, one side open, leave one like this, split it, so you can actually make it so it actually holds onto flat metal. You can also round these off and turn them into rod tongs. You can also make a diamond shape in there and then to grip and hold onto your squares. So from here I'm just going to flatten this out slightly because it's actually flared out, it's thinned out way too much down here. I want to make this bit here a bit thinner too. Like this. I'm going to pre-set where I want to put the hole, so use the hole. So I just put a mark where I'm going to be drilling a hole in it, so that way it makes it easier instead of me doing a drift or a hole punch where it might be off centre. If I drill a hole, it'll be straight down. Drilled a hole in the steel, and I've got a bolt here. What's been cut off from a job previously. I'm going to use that as the rivet, so it goes through. When I heat this up, I'm going to take the edges off, the little edges off the inside in here. So I've rounded off that bit more, and I've rounded off the end so it makes it easier. So now we're just going to cut this in half, and I'm going to weld some handles onto this, and yeah, and then it'll be ready for me to rivet together. Now cut, and I've got the rods ready to be put on. I'm just going to go and weld these. I'm not the best welder in the world, so I'm not going to be filming this, so I'll just show you the finished welding, come back and we'll do the rivet. Alrighty, now I've got them welded on and riveted, welded on. You can now see, like these are, I made an extra long set of tongs. These ones are actually going to be used for when I get the power hammer up and happening, but you can now see the idea of where this is heading. Get one at the rivet. Still hot. Make sure it goes through. Yes, it does. So the next thing will be I'll be heating the rivet up and sliding that in. And yes, we'll be doing that next. Took too long. Now the rivet's in. Now the rivet's in, you want to get a piece of the material that you're actually going to be using these tongs for the most, slot it in the middle, and then you have to adjust it by taking it over to the vise and compressing it. You want to heat the whole thing up again. But once you've done that, you want to be able to, when it's cooling down, you want to be able to crank the tongs like so in water to actually make it so they actually work properly. So we're going to do that next. Just like so. Now I've got a set of tongs that will actually do the 1 centimetre thick thing. Now open that up. Keep moving them like so. Take them over to the water. Okay, while you're over the water, in, and just work them. Keep working them, working them until they stop making noise. Alrighty, now they're cold, they're ready to be used. So this will be my 10mm thick tongs. So